Hello and welcome to the Spotlight Vancouver podcast. Today, we're going to get into the market report for Vancouver and Southwest Washington to find out what's going on in the real estate market and, more importantly, what it means to you as a buyer and a seller. Let's get right into it. So for Clark County, we have seen the median sale price basically flat week over week at $589.9. So basically $590. The average sale price is up a little bit. It's at $665. Time on market is down 13.5% to 63 days, which is still a fairly long time on market compared to years past, but a little bit lower than we've seen it. And so that just means that homes are sitting on the market for an average of 63 days. New listings are up a little bit. Pending sales are up a little bit. Interestingly, closed sales are down 70%, which means to me that, the pending sales are up a little bit and the closed sales are down almost 50%, that people are going under contract and something is happening during the negotiation process that is causing that home to fall out of contract and to stay on the market. And so that could be, your guess is as good as mine. They're negotiating over price. They're negotiating over repairs. They're not coming into an agreement over something after getting under contract. And so any good home sale involves a little bit of give and take so that everybody feels like they got a good deal and everybody's happy. In my experience, it's how I like to do business. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to compromise a little bit so we can meet in the middle to get this deal done again. So what I'm seeing currently is if you are a seller and you're putting your home on the market, you really need to think about your competitive advantage. And if you don't have a competitive advantage, you need to price accordingly and try to market what you do have going for you. Because what I'm seeing currently, especially in the sort of $700 to $1 million range, is that homes are seeing, multiple offers and are going off market very quickly if they're in good neighborhoods, good schools, and the home is renovated or recently updated and nice. And if you're selling, you really need to look at the competition. So it's not just good enough to do a general market comparison. I have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. This home has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, so my home should be priced similar to this one. You really have to get more granular these days because I'm seeing a lot of people, they're looking for like, a 4-2 with an office or, a dedicated office or something like that. So so you really need to compare on a granular level, like what your home has versus the comparables to get a very accurate picture of what kind of pricing strategy you're going to use. And that should really always be the case, but especially now because it's just getting more competitive. It's a more balanced market. We're still seeing sellers giving concessions to buyers, but I'm really seeing buyers being a little bit more picky, which means that if you're selling your home, you need to get that advantage. Whatever that advantage is, you need to emphasize that in your marketing and really touch on that in all your in dealings with potential buyers, is to emphasize that. And again, I've really enjoyed open houses. I like having open houses and hosting them. And I really think that's a good way to actually sell a property. And I've had a lot of luck doing that with sales and to really emphasizing the positives. So pricing is always going to be important. So if you do not have a competitive advantage or your home is a little more outdated, you're going to have to price below market. That's just how it is right now, because then you're seeing those homes sit on the market. Because comparatively, if I have a home priced at, $730 and it needs a lot of updates, and then I have a home price at $750 that's all buttoned up and nice, all things being equal, obviously people are going to pay up a little bit more for the nice one because, amortized over 30 years, that price difference of $30,000, $50,000 isn't that much on a monthly payment level. And so it's competitive, and you need to know what you're listing, what your home has compared to other homes priced similarly, and then adjust accordingly. And then be prepared to make some concessions possibly, because what I'm seeing on the buy side is, because the market's just more balanced, I'm seeing buyers being a lot more patient. They're sort of adjusted to the new rates because they're not going anywhere. Again, if you're still hoping for the crash and the 3%, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's game over. Like, dude, if you're thinking that way, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't expect that anytime soon. So, but what I'm seeing from buyers is they're patient, they're selective. So they're looking for what they want and they're going to wait till they get it, is what I'm seeing. And if they can't get the price and the terms and the amenities that they want, then they're not going to put an offer on it. And so again, it's that sort of match between what your home has to offer on the sell side and really marketing to those sorts of people who are looking for that. So I'm just giving the dedicated office as an example versus, you know, the buy side, they're sitting back and waiting for that specific thing. Like, I want this with the office or with the, you know, whatever it is. Like, they'll sit and wait around for that. And inventory has been sort of flat. It's at three months of inventory. And so, you know, having more inventory is a good thing for buyers. They have more choices. And so we're seeing selective buyers and sellers who, you know, typically sellers are still, in my opinion, looking for too much, which is a mistake. You cannot have the 2021 mentality of my home's worth a gajillion dollars because it was in 2020, because it's not 2020, it's not 2021, it's 2025 going on 2026, and the market's different and your house is worth as much, to be honest. Like, it's flattened out or it's gone down a little bit. So you have to adjust and you're still doing well. You still have tons of equity, but, you know, there's still sellers out there who, you know, want to do this price strategy of like, we're going to price it high so there's room for negotiation. And then it gets overlooked and it sits, and then you're doing the price drop dance. And so I don't think that's an effective strategy. So there's still a little bit of unrealistic pricing going on. I'm seeing that a little less. But again, the buttoned up homes in great neighborhoods are selling quick, especially if they're renovated. Cost of renovation is high, and it has been high for a while, still is, but those homes are going quickly, and they're going pending in, you know, within a week or so. Inflation data recently came out lower than expected, so at like 2.3%. So there's a lot of uncertainty out there. And again, I will stress that on the sell side or the buy side, if you're looking to get into real estate, it's not about the news cycle. It's about your personal situation and what you're looking for. Like, focus on yourself. Focus on what your needs are, focus on your financial situation, because if you're going off the news cycle, like, you're not going to get off the couch. Like, oh, the tariffs and then the stock market, it's going up and then it's down and I don't know what to do. Well, I mean, we've seen the tariffs. I mean, it just depends on what day it is. Like, you know, now it's up again. Now there's deals being made and stock market's up and seeing a rise. So just turn it off. To be honest, is my advice. Check with your local real estate agent and your own financial situation. And my advice to buyers is, because I've seen a lot of these rent versus buy, like TikTok reels and whatever. And I'm more empathetic towards like the, you know, maybe it's better to rent. I don't ultimately think that's the case, but I can see the argument for like, you know, rent a reasonable place and save your money in an index fund or whatever. So it just gets down to like your personal situation. And so my typical recommendation for buyers is like, if you can comfortably afford the mortgage and still be able to save, like you still have a dedicated percentage of your income that you're saving, 5-10%. If you can afford the mortgage and you can still save, then you're at a level where, you know, that might be a good time to purchase a home. If you have to put everything all in to buy a home and that leaves you no room for saving, no room for anything, then obviously I would say maybe think twice or wait or shore up your financial position. So that's kind of what I've always thought. I don't think you should go all in on a house just to have a house. I think you should look at your specific situation and make sure you're keeping your savings rate at something. It's just my financial outlook, not financial advice. But I hope this is helpful. If it is, please drop a like. If you are looking to buy or sell in Clark County, Washington, the links to schedule no pressure chat. Like, I'd love to just answer your questions. Like, there's no hard sell. If you want to work with me, I think that's great. I can let you know what I can do, but I would love to answer your questions and give you just the real info that you need. because a lot of people are just going to tell you whatever you need to hear. I don't need to do that. I'm not scraping by waiting for my next commission to pay the bills. So I pride myself on honesty and integrity. And I would love to just answer your questions and give you my honest thoughts. And then if that sounds great, great. If it doesn't, then, that's cool. We can still be friends. I like you. Links in the description to schedule that. Also, if you're looking to invest out of state, Clark County is expensive, PDX expensive. If you're looking to break into real estate investing, out of state markets can be a great solution to that. I do that as well. I'm currently looking at the Oklahoma City market, and I have connections there, and I'd love to put you in touch. I would love to help you out if you're looking to invest in markets like Oklahoma City, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Columbia, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia. I know people in these markets. These are great markets, and you can schedule a chat for that too. If you want to talk about out-of-state investing, I'd love to just chat about that. Hope this has been useful to you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.